Hi there. Just back to talk to you today about Neptune, who is also on the move. Neptune, as we know, earlier this year moved out of Pisces, where he'd been for 15 years, and into Aries. And so now, and then because he was in the early degrees, similar to Saturn, he's retrograded back into Pisces. And now from the 11th of December until the 26th of January 2026, he's going to be in direct motion in Pisces before he also moves into Aries for the next 17 years or so. So we've had, when Neptune was in Pisces, we had 15 years of the age, or what I call the age of illusion, where we had all sorts of things that we decided were important, that were real, that were necessary, and most of it, as we know, 15 years down the track, it was all an illusion, and so much is coming up as being illusionary or deceptive or just not what it should be. Neptune is all about not being able to see the woods for the trees because he's been so long in a sign of the zodiac. The first part of his journey through any sign of the zodiac can be very illusionary, and then as he moves through that time, we see through the illusion, and then we see the reality towards the end of the transit. So he's just dipped back into Pisces for us all to have one more look at our greatest dreams and desires. Now, Saturn and Neptune are kind of bringing us the same lessons with this Pisces energy. Saturn's more about giving us the discipline to get things done, and Neptune's very much about the dreaming, the desire, the intuition, the connection to what you really want, your highest ideas and your highest dreams and goals from a spiritual level. So this isn't so much about, wanting to be the CEO or the king of the world. This is more about how can I use my spiritual energy or my soul energy, my love energy for the highest good of mankind, or highest good of myself, highest good of everything. So while Neptune's back in Pisces, we're really looking again at, what is it that you really want? What would you like to get off the ground? And as we've chosen to be born at this time when there is so much going on in the world, you've all got a role to play. We've all got roles to play in this. And so while Saturn's in Pisces, he's asking you, what is your role? What would you like to do with your energy? How could you use your energy for the highest good of all concerned? And what would that look like? What could you play with? What could you dabble with? So we've got this sort of playtime now until January, February next year, where we can still dabble a little bit. We can still experiment with things. We can still, write about things, wonder about things, talk about things to see if it is the right fit for us. And then just like when Saturn goes direct in Pisces, Neptune will go direct in direct in Aries. Neptune will go direct in Aries as well and bring the clarity, bring the structure, bring the foundations, because Aries energy is very black and white. So while Neptune was in Pisces, we were all in la la land. Now, once he moves into Aries, we all go into a much more grounded, practical, good or bad, black or white way of looking at things. And I'm not a great fan of black and white ways of looking at things or things just being good or bad. I'm open to everybody's perspective, but we need clarity. If we're going to create foundations and structures for what we want to get off the ground, for things that are important to us, it can't be just winged. It can't be just whimsical. It can't be just, oh, I'll do that one day. It'll be lovely. It's got to have a plan. It's got to have a structure, or else it just will collapse like a house of cards. So use these next few months to then spend your time, really thinking about what it is you want and what you would love to get off the ground. Now, this does not have to be your next greatest career or your next greatest relationship. This could just be that you suddenly realize you'd like to write a book, or you'd suddenly like to, record those dreams and those thoughts that you have, and keep them on paper for some reason. Or maybe it's suddenly you've always thought about, you've always wanted to draw something or paint something, and it's always in the back of your mind that you want to be creative and you want to do it, but you do nothing about it. You just think about it, you just imagine it. So this is our opportunity to think, okay, well, what if I could make this real? What would it look like? What would it need? How do I give it life? How do I rebirth this thing in my life so that it becomes alive for me? So enjoy this transit. Use this time to really look into things and see what you can do with this energy. And I'll be back to talk to you again soon. Bye.